I'm Peter Bart.
And I'm Peter Goober, and this is Shootout.
Pete, more and more, the business of Hollywood is not about the finished product, the script, or the teleplay. Now, the obsessive activity of the community is all about how to slice and dice that material so it can be recycled, repurposed, downloaded, and whatever. And as a result of that, there's a whole different feeling in the community as to who gets what piece of the pie. If it's all about slicing and dicing, for example, the writers who created the original product more and more are sitting there and saying, wait a minute, when something is downloaded, when something is repurposed into a cell phone or whatever, or into an iPod, where do I come in? I mean, what piece of the action does the creative, the original material really possess anymore?
But you know, when you look at what's going to happen, if anybody could see the future, if it was clear, it's why they call it the future, but if you could see it and it was clear, we could organize ourselves, codify the rules, have the right kind of negotiation. The anathema is that this uncertainty is on the part of both the writers and the studios and the networks and the guilds. So everybody's afraid to set precedent. Everybody's afraid that if they give a penny here or a penny there, it's going to end up opening the floodgates for the future or be a benchmark for different kinds of negotiations. So everyone's very cagey around the issue. And I don't think anybody, not Rupert Murdoch, not Sumner Redstone, not anybody, really knows what the future will be. And yet, if we're not ready for it, it'll consume us. So we have that battle that's both intellectual as well as fiscal.
That's right. Well, it's one question to write a script, and then it's another question to watch your script being downloaded and repurposed and end up on a Korean cell phone. I mean, all of that is very, very complicated. Business is changing. The ground is shifting under the industry. Everybody's a little skitsy about it. Maybe that's a good thing. Now, what would happen if we talked to an expert witness on this subject? Patrick Verone is the president of the Writers Guild, an attorney. You're like that. And also gives a lot of his time to these issues about guild representation. You want to bring him on?
Love to get some buttress for your arguments.
Hey, Patrick,
Morning,
thanks for joining us.
Morning. Of course, I'm here to buttress.
Good to see you.
The unholy alliance that exists between the Writers Guild and employers and artists and managers and a whole group of people that make up the industry has worked well despite work stoppages, name calling, and a lot of drama. But in this new digital landscape, is that going to unlevel the playing field?
Well, Peter, I think you'll see that what we as writers, we as the representatives of the talent community feel very strongly that this industry is changing, that it's something that none of us has a crystal ball to be able to see the future. We don't know how these things are going to evolve and develop. But because we don't have crystal balls, we need to have the other kind of balls. And we have to be able to represent our members. We're the first in on the project, and we're the farthest away often from the end of the project. And as a result, we don't have a lot of control over what comes out the back end, so to speak. If we can develop systems with them that allow us to get our fair share, and by us I mean the writers and the directors and the actors, that's really ultimately what we're after. Many of our formulas, and we have many formulas for residuals, are based on a percentage of income and percentage of revenue. If they make money, we make money. If they don't make money, we don't make money.
You've got kids, you've got an interesting career, you've done everything from the Carson show to animation to kids shows. You once edited the Harvard Lampoon, right?
True.
Why are you willing to take such a big portion of your life and invest it in what's really an ongoing and continuous hassle?
You know, the rising tide floats all boats. My wife is a writer. I came into this business after having gone to law school and seeing many of my
that's
colleagues.
The problem.
Well, you see there, I'm the recovering lawyer still.
That hurt his too.
Of course, no. So we'll do the secret handshake later. You know, I came out here in the mid-'80s, and my first job was on this brand new thing called Fox, that no one knew what that was going to be. I stood a few feet from Rupert Murdoch the first time FBC actually appeared on the screen for the Late Show with Joan Rivers. You know, it was a very exciting time to be in an expanding industry. This continues to be an expanding industry. my 3 kids, I think they all want to be writers. They all can sit at home and work on their computers and cut together film. They spent the summer making movies. They spent more time working on the DVD extras and the behind-the-scenes footage than they did on the movie itself. So this is a terrific time to be in this industry, but it also requires, you know, a form of leadership, a form of sort of forthright and progressive thinking, which is what myself and a lot of my colleagues at the Guild are trying to bring.
But if this is going to ultimately be a jihad, a holy war over how we're going to slice up the digital pie, you have to have a club behind your back. Is the club a strike? Is the club a lockout? Is the club a shutdown? Or is that really, you know, an idle threat?
Well, you know, what's the line from The Godfather, written by Francis Coppola and Mario Puzo? Blood is expensive. You know, none of us wants a strike. None of us thinks that this is the way that the industry has to respond. And again, before our contract expires, we aren't looking to solve this with a strike. We, as a 21st century union, have to develop means in alternative to a strike, different approaches that make the industry aware, that make our employers aware that we're serious about our issues. We've been very careful to reunite with the Writers Guild East. We've had very good relations for the past few months with the Directors Guild, with the Screen Actors Guild, and AFTRA. It's been very important to us to make sure that it's not just about what we can do, we as writers can do on November 1st, 2007.
You're talking a little like a Harvard man, though, with due respect. I mean, you also have organized picket lines. There's this big demonstration with hundreds of writers gathered in the Pan Pacific Park. I mean, you're also using a lot of old-fashioned blue-collar union techniques, no?
Well, this is what a collective group has to do. I mean, we're dealing with 6 multinational conglomerates that have very deep pockets. You've run them, you know what it's like to be at the top of that food chain, and we have to get their attention. And, you know, I can't say that I can pick up the phone and call some to Redstone. I can't say that we have...
He'll call you in this...
Well, that may very well happen. Yeah, I have to watch when I get that call. No, it's... You know, there are 7,500 members of the Writers Guild West, another 3,000 in the Writers Guild East, and for us to work collectively, we sometimes have to raise our voice to be heard, and that does require...
They yell a lot. He's saying they yell a lot.
And raise your membership. You look like you're bulking up a little bit there, trying to reach wider arms around a larger constituency of members to fight the battle.
This is true. I mean, and this goes back to Peter's point about classic union techniques. When I came into the business in the mid-'80s, the Writers Guild, Directors Guild, the Actors Guilds represented just about everybody in the business. There was a almost total labor force control by the unions. In that time, and I believe this is a conscious effort on the part of the conglomerates to do this, they've been able to create media without us, and I'm talking about reality television, cable nonfiction, comedy variety in cable. A lot of this is done non-Writers Guild, non-Directors Guild, non-Actors Guilds, and when that happens, that reduces our power at the bargaining table because they can simply say to us, fine, go ahead and strike. We'll put on show business without you because we've got this army of non-union workers. We've been very conscious, and I ran on this when I ran for the presidency of the Guild, to make sure that we could get those writers back in under the tent.
You're spending a lot of money on organizing, much more than ever before, right?
This is true.
But, Patrick, one of the most robust areas in new media is user-generated content, where the user takes a copyrighted piece of material, reworks it, adds his own or her own values into it, and there is no royalty paid to anybody for that, except that the person's putting it on, is making some advertising revenue. What is the artist's position in regards to that?
Well, you know, I mean, it's disappointing when someone uses our material and we don't get paid. However, when VCRs first came out, I took the liberty of taking Citizen Kane and cutting it and putting it in chronological order for my own amusement. There is something to be said for artistic license, for people being able to use copyright material for their own pleasure and not for public consumption. We support that. The difficulty comes when it begins to be areas where they're not paying us residuals. What do we care whether it gets reused at that point if there's no financial value for us?
Well, thanks for coming in and filling us in on all this. It's an adventure.
I enjoyed it very much. I look forward to coming back.
Governor of the state of California. Twins, too. Governor, I was a little mercenary and like selfish on my part because I would make a lot more money if we did twins too than whether he's going to be the governor of the state, I think.
Man, what do you do? I'm a stockbroker. I'm gonna let you hang on to my car for the weekend.
There was $21 in my bank account.
For his son, one man will reach for the impossible.
There was no salary, but it was a way to another place.
Anyone else would give up.
This thing's impossible. I can do it.
But he isn't just anyone. Will Smith.
What would you say if a guy walked in without a shirt on and I hired him?
You must have had on some really nice pants.
The Pursuit of Happiness. PG-13.
Why stop my life to test my blood sugar? Isn't there an easier meter that fits into my busy life?
Only Bear brings you a meter this easy, fast, and complete. And now you can get your Contour meter free. Get your free meter today. A $75 retail value by calling 1-800-471-9851 or visiting contourmeter.com. Call or visit us online now. And if you're a BD Logic user, ask about our special Easy Choice offer and switch to Contour today. Easy accuracy. Answered by Bear.
Anyone else sees Ms. Lipinski Smith, 4th grade teacher. You see a gift card with a note. Have a great holiday. And to every Secret Santa, every paper boy, every life coach on your list, you say, bring it on. You're no rookie. You know a place where they'll find what they want before they can whisper, re-gift.
The Sears gift card. It's the thing to give.
Kids, we're going to visit the land of our ancestors.
Ireland?
No. Credit card miles expired. Think more distant relatives. This is great! Hey, it's me, Cousin Bob! Going down.
We gotta switch to Capital One.
Get Capital One's no-hassle rewards with no miles expiration, no earned caps, and no blackout dates.
See, kids, first pass all the way. Something smells good.
I need a vacation. Home exchange. We switch houses, cars. Where are you? LA. We are on.
From Nancy Myers.
Hi.
Hello. The director of What Women Want.
You're not married, are you?
Why do I look not married?
No.
And something's gotta give.
I'm not going to fall in love with you, I promise.
Nicely put.
You'll go somewhere new, and you'll meet people who make you feel worthwhile again.
The Holiday. Rated PG-13. Now available on demand. To order when you want.
She was more real to me than anything I've ever known.
Keep it for 24 hours.
We are living 2 years apart.
Watch it when you want.
Can this be happening?
Keanu Reeves.
Pick a place. I'll be there, I promise.
How?
Sandra Bullock.
Even though this is clearly impossible, it's amazing.
The Lake House.
Tune to Channel 999 to watch this movie right now with Charter on Demand.
Check. Two. Check. 1, 2. 2. Check.
Line up, cause McRib is back. Real tender pork slathered in tangy barbecue sauce. The McRib sandwich is always worth the mess.
Where am I? We're in the back seat of your wife's car on the way to the hospital. You warming up?
Yeah. Where are my clothes?
You were freezing to death. We had to get you out of them.
Where are your clothes?
I had to get your body temperature up, so I stripped us both down and zipped us into this sleeping bag. Trust me, it works. I've done it 6 times. Calm down, calm down.
You know, Pete, when you think of the gems of the past, Terms of Endearment, Cuckoo's Nest, Pulp Fiction, I mean, Danny DeVito has been intrinsic to all of them. It's an amazing durability that he exhibits in his career.
Durability, yes, and versatility is not just a actor, but as a producer and as a director. And also, you have to look at a film company he started. He started Jersey Films when we were at Sony. And 15 years. And he ended that, and he's rumored to be starting a new company now. He's always very entrepreneurial as well as creative.
But creative, true, but you always think of him as a great entertainer, don't you?
Funny, funny, funny.
Absolutely. Let's talk to Danny.
Okay.
Man, Peter. Very nice to see you.
See you.
The place
Welcome
looks
back.
lovely. I see it's decorated. Oh, thank you. My tea.
So now, Deck the Halls. Nice family Christmas picture.
Yes.
Now, are people going to say Danny DeVito is losing his edge? There are no mamas being thrown from trains in this picture?
There's nobody. Yeah, really, very
sweet
fun
picture.
movie. You know, I released Throw Mama from the Train at Christmas time.
Really?
It was a, you know, it was kind of like a, you know, it was a little dark, throwing Mama from the train.
Right.
But it worked in a Christmas movie environment because it was a funny comedy.
Now, early on in your acting life, was there a moment where you suddenly stopped and took a breath and said, wait a minute, in terms of endearment, Pulp Fiction, Cuckoo's Nest, everything I touch seems to have an aura, a magic around it. Is my luck going to continue?
Well, I don't think of it that way. I think of it always as going moment to moment. When you see a script and you say, oh, wow, this is something that I feel really comfortable about and I respond to. Now, whether it's a movie like Pulp Fiction or it's a movie like Aaron Brockovich or it's a movie like Matilda or Throw Mama from the Train, they're all different genres of movie, and it's mainly about what's on the page. I respond on a gut level. I don't say like, wow, it would be really good to do a Christmas movie. Somebody says, here's a Christmas movie, and I happen to like the material. I happen to like the people that are involved, and I sign on to it.
Yeah. You've gone back to the well with a group of people really consistently, Governor Schwarzenegger in several films, and Tim Burton and Michael Douglas.
Yes.
Is it nice working with those kinds of friends?
So nice to work with your friends. I mean, I just wish that, you know, there's some kind of break after Arnold does all the good things he's doing to go back and do Twins 2. I remember when he told me he was going to run for governor, he said, you know, I was pitching him actually an idea for another movie for us. And he was at my house and he says, Danny, you know, I'm maybe doing this. And I said, Arnold, he says, but the state needs me and all this stuff. You know, and we were in such trouble. And I said, okay, yeah. And Ron, you know, but, you know, then I said to him, look, Governor of the state of California, Twins 2. Governors, I was a little mercenary and like selfish on my part because I would make a lot more money if we did Twins 2 than whether he's going to be the governor of the state, I think. Anyway, I think Arnold is a very smart man. I think Arnold learns from his mistakes. If you want to just put the analogy of the two as an actor or as a politician, I mean, when we worked in Twins, Arnold was like, you know, sometimes he's stepping on himself. He's like, you know what I mean? He's learning. And Ivan Reitman or I would say, like, let's do it this way or let's move around here. And in 2 seconds, Arnold picks it up. He says, I learn from my mistakes and I take it to the next step. And I think it's the same way in politics. He had that beginning. He made a few enemies. A bunch of people didn't like what he was doing. He digested the material. He says, this is the way I should run the state. Yeah. And a lot of people in politics don't do that. They just go, I say it's this way. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care what the people say. And they say that.
Sounds like someone in the White House.
Sounds like someone in the White House. Yeah. A lot of people that hang around the White House are like that.
Yeah. Do you direct films that way?
Do I direct films that way? No, I direct films this way.
Right.
You know, we're in it together. Yeah. Whether it's the producer or the director or the writer or the actors, everybody's contributing because it is a collaborative art, basically.
This AMC presentation is brought to you in part by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, my credit card miles expired, but don't worry, Daddy's got a plan. Orlando
Wait, get a switch to Capital One.
Get Capital One's no hassle rewards with no miles expiration or earn caps and no blackout dates.
Oh, that's different.
What's in your wallet?
A new member of the royal family will speak publicly about this.
When a crisis
Diana has died in Paris.
became a conflict,
Your actions have damaged the monarchy.
a woman who honored the past
Duty first, self-sec. That's all I've ever known.
and a man who represented the future,
She was the people's princess.
united to heal a nation.
What I say to you now, I say from my heart.
Critics everywhere are raving. It's the best picture of the year. The Queen. Rated PG-13. Now playing in select theaters. Check local listings.
Hey, McMillan, you gelling?
I'm gelling and zinfandellin, and so's my new bride, Helen McMillan.
I'm so happy my eyes are welling.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make your feet feel outrageously comfortable.
I'm gelling.
You're so not gelling.
Dr. Scholl's.
And Ferguson on the 17th. Oh, that's trouble.
Papá, ¿mira?
Un poquito más a la derecha.
He's looking right at it. It's there.
Nothing is lost with the full HD 1080p Aquas from the leading innovator of liquid crystal television, Sharp.
What's big about Ziploc? Is your idea of storage a bit too square? With Ziploc big bags, tight spaces are perfect places. For storage, don't box it. Ziploc big bag it. Ziploc, designed with you in mind. What's big about Ziploc? Big bags. Sleepover stuff? Pick it up. Blankets, quilts? Stack it up. Sports stuff? Toss it all. In a Ziploc big bag, designed with you in mind.
Given more autonomy, I mean, you're a funny guy. Would you like to do more fun things?
I want to tell you, Peter. What? What was your question?
Would you tend to do more comedic things and less somber?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No. The genre idea is like to do comedies and, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. It's not going to be like, you know, everything's got to be a movie about, you know, somebody who's poisoning our water. No. Family movies are great. You know, I love family movies. I want to empower all the young women in our world because sometimes they're thought of as second citizens. And, you know, it's so easy to make a boy movie. It's very difficult to make a girl movie. But a boy and girl movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just sent a son off to college, right?
I sent my son off to college. It's like Jake is my baby who's now in college, and you know, I just went to see him this weekend for Parents' Weekend. Off the charts, great weekend. I mean, just like the greatest thing. The kids in the school, the whole environment. He's loving it. He's got 4 subjects that I couldn't even. Tolstoy, Chinese literature and film, geology. You know what I'm saying?
But you're fearless in your creative pursuits. Do you have any fears in your life?
I feel like the thing is that, no, because I believe that we are right now living in nirvana. We're in a great spot, not to get like, too mystical. Put the incense on, Peter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying that we are in a really beautiful place and a wonderful place to be, and we should embrace this. So I think the fears and anxieties get on you when you're, you know, focused about the worry about the future or the worry about the past.
Now, because of your kids, do you find yourself moving into the area of the new media?
Oh, absolutely.
Clickstar. Tell us about that.
Well, Clickstar is a very, very exciting venture project. It's Morgan Freeman came to me a while ago, wonderful Morgan Freeman. He said he wanted to do this internet venture, and would I be part of it? And I just loved it because that's where we're going. Mm-hmm. We're going to the internet. We're going to the VOD. We're going to video on demand, that is. We're going to places like that. And Clickstar is now together. It's a channel. It's going to launch sometime in this month. I have a couple of channels on it. One of them is called Jersey Docs, which I've been trying to do for many, many years, which is taking my favorite documentaries, making them accessible to the people. Okay, they have to also pay for it, which is true, but it will be like it's a business that, you know, with subscription or with some kind of monetizing will happen. The other parts of the channel, which are very exciting, is Morgan's doing space. He's a total space fanatic. I mean, he loves science fiction. Yeah. He loves the world of, like, you know, exploration and all this stuff. We have Peter Bogdanovich, who's going to talk about movies, which is really cool. And I have another channel that's going to go on that's called The Blood Factory.
Oh, good.
And it's all going to be my favorite horror movies and whatnot, because I do respond in a big way to
slasher films.
Slasher films.
Yeah.
You put your head right on it. You know, it's like hit the nail on the nose.
When you look at what Morgan's talking about also, though, he's talking about releasing his films simultaneously, his feature films that he's doing simultaneously on the web.
Yes.
Is that an anathema to most studios?
I don't think it's threatening at all. I mean, right now, the most thrilling experience for me, besides, there's a couple other ones, but I would say in terms of entertainment, is going out to the movies with my kids, with my family, going out, buying that popcorn, having you know, some candy, sitting in the theater, that big, beautiful screen, just the lights.
You're describing your house?
It's no.
Your house.
Your house. I go to the movies all the time. I mean, I go out. I don't watch the screeners or the. Yeah. I do occasionally, but I go to the movies to be involved. I go to the malls. I just go out there and have some fun. And it's like, I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I just hope to God it just stays the way it is or gets better. Quality of the movie theaters are better. They're cleaner. They're quieter.
Yeah.
They're really a good place to go.
I remember you once said, every picture is your baby.
That's right.
And every baby, therefore, is the most beautiful baby ever born.
That's right.
And you have to love it and nurture it, even when it's sometimes agony.
Well, I mean, agony can only come from
not getting paid.
Well, that too.
It's very gooperistic.
But that's very much agony, because you work hard and you should get paid. But the idea is, agony can come from, you know, that thing I was talking about before. You know, three things actually: that future thing, and that past thing, and then if you're ever working with anybody who is, you know, less of a, you know, had not evolved, let's say, as much as everybody else on the set, they will make it pretty much antagonistic and very difficult. But 99% of the time, it's like, you know, just a joy.
You know, if you were making Batman Returns now as the Penguin, you have a much better time because they can do it digitally. You know,
no, I love sitting
put down 4 hours of makeup.
Peter,
he would have been dancing.
I loved sitting in makeup jail for 66 days, 3 hours a day. You know that.
George Miller was here talking about doing Penguins digitally.
I love George Miller. What a talented director.
Yeah. See, that would have been a better picture had you given him a chance to dance.
Happy Feet.
That's right.
I should have been in that movie.
Absolutely. It's great to talk to you, and good luck with the picture.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Take care.
Thank you, Peter.
Be well.
Everybody has to operate on the same gut level. They have to operate on, they shouldn't say, like, let's have, okay, 3 of these kinds of movies, 4 of those kinds of movies, 6 of those kinds of movies, and just throw them out there in the marketplace. The material has to speak to you. You have to really respond to it. And I think everybody that's working for me has that same mindset. This is the thing. You take the script and you read it, and you pay attention to that, and you find the things in it that you love, and you try to share them or sell them or pitch them to your comrades. And then you all get together and you make the movie.